Is functional movement for you? Not meaning is it for you to do personally, but is it for you to address in your chiropractic practice, in your clinic? It may be, it may not be. If you would have asked me when I graduated chiropractic school, I would have said H to the E to the double hockey sticks. No, that's what I would have said. I would have said, no, the job of the chiropractor is to detect and correct subluxation, and that's it, right? Sir, yes, sir. It was like military style subluxation destroyer. Anything outside of that is not chiropractic, and how dare you, sir, right? So that's kind of how I was initially. And then, then patients were asking questions about exercises, and I never really told them a whole lot except for some super generic stuff, one size fits all. Then patients started disappearing and going to see physical therapists, and then the physical therapist said, don't go to a chiropractor, they're crazy, just come to us because we will assess your movement and give you exercises and stuff. And then they would do a bunch of ultrasound and dig on their muscles for 30 minutes, and patients seemed to like it. They weren't really getting any better from that either long term, but they got some instant gratification because they pushed on their sore muscle and it felt better. And then you lost the patient. And I lied to myself for several years and said, oh, those patients just didn't get it, right? And then I started to listen to what patients were saying, and then I started thinking about injuries that I had and how I wanted them taken care of. Like, I got adjusted, but I wanted to do more stuff. I wanted to do some muscle work. I wanted to learn, am I dysfunctional in how muscles are balanced in my body? Like, what does that even mean? Am I moving improperly? Am I loading movements improperly when I'm in the gym? And then I kind of felt a little bit intimidated that maybe even personal trainers knew more about movement than I did as a chiropractor. Certainly physical therapists knew more than me as a chiropractor with movement and muscles and that sort of thing. And then I just kind of like put my blinders on and stayed in my own lane of chiropractic, right? But then I also decided one day to get honest with myself and say, you know what? I want to learn more about this. I want to be a more well-rounded doctor. And so I called this, the whole title of this was like how to know if functional movement is not for you. And so if you have the mindset that I used to have, it's cool, not being judgmental, be really super good at what you do as a chiropractor and just quote unquote stay in your own lane. That's what I've had Facebook warriors tell me when I'm talking about functional movement and chiropractic in the same sentence. Stay in your own lane, right? So anyway, I like to use the common terminology that all us kids are using nowadays. So, how do you know functional movement is not for you? If it's not for you, then, if you just want to have super simple, straightforward, very minimalistic systems, and that's just how you want to practice, that's cool. Functional movement might complicate things. Having to learn some more stuff and do an assessment, have to explain it to a patient, that's more work. It is. Yes, it yields better outcomes, better results, better patient satisfaction, better referrals, better PVA, which is like, a common little term that people like to throw around. How about if your patient visit average was better because your patients liked what you did better, they were more satisfied, and they stuck around because they saw the big picture? How about that? Instead of your PVA being better because you have some cool way of explaining something, some cool mind magic, word trickery, closing your patients, what if you actually just were busy and did more and got reimbursed more per visit because you were rendering a higher level of care? I don't know. That's how you know if maybe the functional movement thing in office, corrective exercise is for you, is if those things seem to be resonating with you. So let's see who's on here. Melody and Brandy. This is like the female hour of Move Well University. What's going on, ladies? Where are all the male counterparts? I guess this topic was more appealing for the female population. Interesting. Or maybe not. Or maybe just randomly That's just who jumped on here. Brandy says hi. Hi, Brandy. All right. For everyone that doesn't know who Brandy is, Brandy's actually the office manager of our clinic. Jordan's here too, and Jordan works at our clinic as well. She's a relatively newer hire. Hi, Jordan. Hi, Brandy. Hi, Jordan. And Melody, maybe Melody one day can come visit us at our clinic. So Melody, I don't want you to feel left out. But anyway, so I guess the moral of the story, how do you know if functional movement in a chiropractic practice is for you? It's if you want to dive into having a clinic that has like another department in it, okay, which might sound daunting a little bit if you're like a single doctor clinic or you just have one staff or no staff or whatever. So it does take the need to have systems in your office, like systems beyond, hey, John, you're coming in to get adjusted. Okay, see you later, John. And that's it. If you want to be like, hey, John, you're coming in to get adjusted, and we have specific protocols that our other staff's going to help you with, and you have some home care stuff that you're going to be doing, and we're going to set goals, monitor your progress, and we're going to get awesome results with you, and you're going to be so blown away that you're going to want to refer all your friends and family because you've never seen anything like it before. There's like two very different things here, right? Let's see. Cami says, empowering the patient. Awesome. Totally. Empowering the patient. So empowering the patient to do things at home, to understand what they need to be doing in their everyday life, how they should be working out in the gym, what type of exercises promote healthy movement and longevity, and what things hurt them and break them down. So it's like just a side note, or the thing that like really caught my attention several years ago when I said I need to be incorporating functional movement in our chiropractic practice, in our Gonstead Spine and Wellness Clinic that had the word wellness. It's like, how can you not address movement and function if you're preaching wellness? The thing that really got my attention with this is when I started looking at all the stats and all these people in the fitness industry, and they were talking about with like gyms and stuff, they were saying the fastest growing industry in the world is movement related stuff. Fitness industry, movement. That's what people are gravitating towards. That's what they want. That's what worldwide people are seeking out. How do I move better? Because I understand I might have some health issues going on, and I know that exercise and fitness is a big part of the solution. And then what happened? They flocked into the gyms by the thousands. They hook up with a personal trainer that, nothing against personal trainers, but some of these personal trainers might not have the most in-depth education as far as measuring movement and prescribing proper exercises. So then what happens to these patients or these people? Well, this is prior to them being patients. They go into the gyms. They think jumping up and down, doing squats, doing lunges, doing all these different exercises on my valgus collapsing knees with my lack of glute activation and hip stability, my lack of core stability, and my spine hyperextending multiple times over and over again. That's what's going to make me healthy. And then guess what happens? They get hurt. They get injured. And then they might come see you as the chiropractor. And then you as the chiropractor, if you don't do any sort of movement stuff, or if you don't really understand it, you're then only going to be addressing the segmental component. And maybe if you do like some soft tissue stuff, the muscular component. But that's not what's going to fix the person long term. What's going to fix them is they need to have an assessment to know, why are they moving improperly? What was dysfunctional? How do you reverse engineer that whole process to figure out, here's what you need to focus on, and here's how you need to change your training and programming schedule so that you're actually doing fitness activities that reinforce healthy patterns. Our tool of choice that we like to use, what is it? Can you guess? Can you guess, for all those who are commenting below? What do you think the tool of choice is that we use to reinforce healthy patterns? It's a very simple piece of equipment. It's round, it's heavy, it has a handle on it. What is it? Come on, Brandy, you can jump in here and answer. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. What is the tool of choice to reinforce healthy patterns that works so awesome that will be around when like the world ends, because it'll just be indestructible forever? What is it? Is it a leg extension machine? No. Is it a seated chest press? No. Oh my goodness, it's a kettlebell. That's right. Good job, Brandy. So it's a kettlebell. So kettlebells are something that we teach our patient, which really makes practice fun because like now in practice, you're doing chiropractic, you're adjusting someone's spine, you're teaching them about posture, maybe fixing posture in office. You know, like for us, for example, we do a lot of postural corrective stuff. So we do chiropractic biophysics. So we're using postural corrective exercise and spine remodeling traction. But then, as much as that sounds fun, and that is like somewhat fun, what's even more fun is when your patients learn how to do a proper kettlebell deadlift, when they learn how to do a kettlebell get up, when they learn how to do a kettlebell clean and press and snatch and all of these things, and they do it safely, and then they tell all their friends, look what I learned at my chiropractor's office. And then our really awesome rockstar patients, every once in a while what we do is when they ascend in this whole process of getting more functional and healthier, we then gift them a kettlebell. And so we actually say, okay, cool, you've put forth the effort, you have learned all these various things. You've long forgotten about the fact that you came in because you had a lightning bolt in your low back. Like you're far past that. You're stable, you're healthy, you're building strength and power properly, you're motivated, you're starting to incorporate a morning routine. Like you're actually changing someone's life, and you're doing it through a system like this. So just to reflect back to the title of this Facebook Live, which I went off on a little bit of a rant, but that's kind of how I roll, is how do you know functional movement is not for you? It's not for you if anything that I just said here doesn't seem appealing at all. If you're like, ugh, sounds like a lot of work, it's probably not for you. Just keep practicing how you're practicing. That's great. Just get really good at what you're doing. It's needed. But if what I'm saying sounds like, wow, that's cool, that's fun, that's exciting, I'm looking forward, like I would love to go into practice each day and have these patients who are motivated that much, then maybe looking at functional movement type stuff in office is something worthwhile, and it would bring some joy to you as the practitioner in practice, not just to your patients and your staff. Staff that gets involved with it too, it's pretty cool. So anyway, if you haven't ever checked out our site, go to moveuniversity.com. We got a bunch of cool stuff up on there. There's a little reviews tab on the top too, and you can watch, I think there's like 24 videos up there of doctors sharing their experience with Movable University, how they've gone through this process, all the stuff that I'm listing here, and a lot more, and much more, is included in the program, and we teach chiropractors how to put this into their practice. And it's really, really freaking awesome. I'm not going to lie. So anyway, with that said, let's see. Brandy said, sorry, I'm a slow, she meant to say texter, but she said text. So you're also a inaccurate texter, Brandy, but it's okay. We'll still keep you. All right. Cammie said kettlebell. Awesome. Cool. Well, thanks everyone for jumping on here. If you're a chiropractor and you found this interesting or appealing, or you have fellow chiropractors you went to school with and you're like, yeah, I know, I've been telling my friend Mary or John or whatever about this forever, and like, send them this video, link them on this video, have them check it out, put a comment below if you haven't already, and check out the website, moveuniversity.com, and we'll see you later. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.